Breaking: Governor Ron DeSantis suspends Florida's remaining COVID-19 restrictions. You heard right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us here at the newsroom. And today we have a very interesting story from The Hill. And it says, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis suspends all of the state's remaining COVID-19 restrictions through an executive order on Monday, calling it, quote, the evidence-based thing to do, while citing the availability of vaccines. So in the past, Governor DeSantis has said, if you want a vaccine, go and get it. We have it right here ready for you. But if you don't want it, we are not going to force you as a state government to take it. He says, if you want it, go and get it. If you don't, then that's your decision. And that is what he's basing himself on by going through with these executive orders. It says that the Florida governor declared the suspension of restrictions at a press conference in St. Petersburg, Florida, where he signed a bill passed by the legislature last week that allows the governor to overrule local emergency orders starting on July 1st. And it looks like that is the same goal that a lot of other states want to achieve, is to make sure that all restrictions are lifted by July the 1st. But let's see what happens. DeSantis also signed a separate executive order removing all local orders July 1st, but he said that his executive order outlawing COVID-19 emergency orders immediately served to, quote, bridge the gap between now and July the 1st. So the executive order, really what it was for, is so everything can happen, so we can get the ball rolling, and then Florida will fully reopen by July the 1st without any lawsuits or restrictions in between. Because you know that all of these liberal parts of Florida are going to try to sue the governor in order to stop it. But because of this executive order, they won't be able to do that. They can try, but it won't be successful because it passed the legislature. So the governor said, quote, I think that's the evidence-based thing to do. I think folks that are saying that that they need to be policing people at this point, if you're saying that, you really are saying you don't believe in the vaccines, you don't believe in the data, and you don't believe in the science. So that is his opinion. That is what he believes. That's what he is going to be implementing in the state. Now, for YouTube, that is his words, not ours. So Florida has stayed under the state's emergency since March of 2020. It says last week, DeSantis extended the state emergency for an additional 60 days. It says that the governor, who is seen as a potential 2024 presidential candidate, labeled the emergency orders as not justifiable and extraordinary. At the current point in the pandemic, and with the surplus of vaccines, he also clarified that the executive action only applies to government orders and not rules such as mask requirements enforced by businesses. Once again, this is the same thing with those passports. The government will not force you to show a passport, a vaccine passport, or for you to wear a mask. They're not going to force you. But if you go to a business, if you go to a grocery store or a department store, a mall or anything like that, if the company that is managing that establishment says that you must wear a mask, you must have a passport, a vaccine passport, then it is their rules. And the government has nothing to do with it. It is your choice if you want to get out and go somewhere else or abide by their rules. They're private companies and they will do whatever they see fit. So just letting everyone know that if you live in Florida or you're traveling to Florida and you see mask restrictions and mask mandates and other restrictions, COVID-19 passports, that you have to show them, just note that this executive order was only for federal buildings. That is it. Nothing else. So he went on to say, quote, we're going to be able to handle it. People are going to be able to make decisions, and they have the ability to protect themselves with the vaccine if they want. Senate Bill 2006, which DeSantis signed on Monday, makes it harder for local governments to issue their own emergency orders, requiring these orders to be narrowly tailored and extended for 7-day periods for a maximum of 42 days, as opposed to having no time limits. So that is it. So if a city, a liberal city within Florida, wants to, extend any of their restrictions, indoor dining or anything like that, then they can only do it one time at one point for 42 days, a max of 42 days. Each restriction can only go for 7 days, so one full week. And they can do it up to 42 days. So, that's the max. They can't do it forever like they've been trying. So it goes on to say that people are split on the suspended restrictions, with business owners applauding the decision in interviews by reporters, but others, like St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman, which is a Democrat, go figure, slammed the governor's actions. And he said, quote, "Today is preempting both local governments and businesses from keeping their establishments safe. Ron DeSantis decided that he cares not about the public health, but power. I'm old enough to remember when Republicans at least pretended to be pro-business and far less government. Even though what he wants is huge government, no individual rights." That is what that governor wants. I mean, that mayor, whatever he is. That's exactly what he wants, because the governor says you have the ability to go and get your vaccine if you want it. If you want to go get the vaccine and still want to be shut down, then that means that you do not believe in the science, you do not believe in the vaccines. Then what's the whole point of you taking it if you're not going to believe that they're going to keep you safe? That's the common sense way. So that's what Ron DeSantis said in his statement. And he's 100% correct about what he's saying. It says that in total, Florida has documented the third most COVID-19 cases and 4 most deaths in the state since the beginning of the pandemic. It says that it is similar to the rest of the country. Florida has seen a decline in daily cases since mid-April. So let's see what happens. But I know that a lot of Floridians are very happy about this. We don't have a decision. We don't have an opinion. We don't have a comment here at Golden State Times, but we want to know your comments. We want to know what you guys think in the comments below. If you are in the great state of Florida, let us know how it's going down there. And if you're happy with the new executive order signed by your governor, Ron DeSantis, and make sure that you guys sound off in the comments. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, you like us on Facebook, and if you're on Parler or Gab, make sure you follow us at Golden State Times. Also, make sure that you visit our website, goldenstatetimes.com. Again, that's www.goldenstatetimes.com. Last but not least, make sure you click that thumbs up button, folks. Make sure you click that thumbs up button because it helps us beat the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much for sharing this video on social media, and we will see you on the next one. My name is Jen Goldstein. Peace.